We're learning about Zeami Motokiyo. He was born as Zeami in Yamato, Japan in 1363. That was at a time that the Noh theater was becoming famous, that it was drawing a lot of attention. Zeami was actually born to a long line of performers. His father was a performer and a playwright and the teacher and the leader of the Yamato group, or Yamato troupe. And his mother, actually, one of her relatives, was the leader of the Kampuru troupe, who actually trained Zeami as an actor when he was very, very young. And at the age of 11, Zeami started acting with his father on stage. And at that time, he gained a lot of attention because he did such a great job at such a young age that everybody was so impressed with what he had done that he actually gained the attention of a young shogun by the name of Ashikaga Yoshimitsu, who was a ruler from 1368 to 1394. The people in the village around didn't think that it was they didn't take very kindly to the two of them being friends because they felt that Zeami was not of power in a way that he should be friends with a shogun. But what they didn't know was that Zeami's family was powerful, that Zeami actually had his grandfather on his mother's side was actually a lord. So, in your face. Zeami, when he started acting on stage with his father, his stage name was Kanzi Saburo. And when his father died at the age of 21, Zeami took over the Kanzi troupe. His father died in 1384. When he took over the troupe, he continued to act and train and brought the troupe, gave him more attention, and he was well known throughout the whole Japanese nation for doing the Noh theater, and his troupe was so good that they got lots of recognition for that. In 1408, Yoshimitsu died, which was very hard for Zeami because they were such good friends. In fact, they were good friends enough that the name Zeami actually was the idea of Yoshimitsu, that he suggested to Zeami that he use the ZE in his name as opposed to the SE in his name. So he became Zeami Motokiyo. In 1422, Zeami actually retired at the age of 59 and became a Buddhist priest. At that time, his son, Kanze Motomasa, became the leader of the Kanze troupe. His second son, Motoyoshi, retired from the Kanze troupe in 1430 and took his Buddhist orders. I guess that's the way they do things over there, that when they retire they become a Buddhist priest or do their Buddhist orders. In 1432, Motomasa also passed away. In 1434, Zeami was banished to Sado, which was an island, by Yoshinori, who was the new shogun in power, who actually didn't like Zeami or his sons. In fact, they think that maybe the death of Motomasa was actually a murder that was brought on by the shogun or ordered by the shogun, because Zeami and his troupe, they were ordered to do a certain kind of play for the shogun, and they refused and did their regular play, and so he banned them and wouldn't let them perform anymore for the village, and subsequently he banished Zeami to the island. In 1443, Zeami died. Some people think that he died on the island, and some people think that he died in Kyoto, Japan. I guess there's really no way to know where he really died. And in all of his life, with all of the workings that were done, Zeami's greatest work was, of course, the No Theater, which is a traditional Japanese dance drama. And in this dance drama, it's a small square, no stage, and the chorus sits on the right side, and it has musicians who sit near the back of the stage, and the musicians consist of flutes and drums. The actors, of course, wear no mask, and their movements are very distinctive. Some of the research that I did on this said that the movements were highly irritating. And when I watched videos to see what exactly the movements looked like, I saw a video, and my thought was that it looked like somebody walking around with a strobe light on. That's the way the movements looked to me. In all of his other works, Atsumori and Azutsu were the most notable plays that Zeami is known for. Atsumori was in 1423 and Azutsu was in 1430, which Azutsu was actually one of Zeami's most favorite plays. He wrote his first treatise between 1400 and 1402. There were many other plays and writings that were kept in secrecy until the 20th century, and according to the research, 114 items were actually discovered in 1965. In further research, they say that some of the works are known to be Zeami's works, and other works are just assumed to be his works. So, even today, the No Theater is still going on, and the Kansei School is still going on, which I find very interesting that it has been around all these years. That's nearly 1,000 years. That's a long time. You think of things like that, especially in today's times with the modernization and electronics and television and stuff like that, you wouldn't think something like this would stick around, but I guess that's part of the heritage that they want to keep alive, so I guess that's what keeps it going. So that's what we know about Zeami Motokiyo.